Alright, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the Cutlass board games channel, and I've been cooking out of my mind lately with Sylveon EX. This is my current bestie in the format, and honestly I've come up with an insane combo that I'm kind of excited to show off. Basically, step 1, reduce your opponent's bench size. Originally I was using Glimmora EX, but it was a little too clunky to set up, and its ability would limit your opponent's bench size to 3, and they would have to discard down to that. But instead we're using Collapse Stadium, so it's a bit easier. And then step 2, get your opponent to 1 prize, and then use Regigigas V-Star power, where if your opponent has exactly 1 prize card, you can discard one of your opponent's benched Pokemon and all attached cards. So let's get rid of that Charizard, that Charmander, and 2 Fire Energy, and potentially a Tool, all to the bin straight away, which is kind of crazy. And then after you've done this, because this is not an attack, this is just a bop. Okay, cool, it's just an ability. Next, you bring out the Sylveon EX, because, you know, Regigigas doesn't need to be in the active. You can just have your Sylveon ready to go, and then you Angel Light and you shuffle 2 more things off their bench and out of here. I played a game against Charizard where I collapsed, I Star Guardian with the Regigigas, and then I Angel Light, and my opponent had just 2 Charmanders in play. And then his turn was evolve to Charmeleon, go, and then comes back to me. I use Scramble Switch, bring out my Greninja, moving all the energy off Sylveon onto Greninja, attach water for turn, and then Moonlight Shuriken to knock out both Pokemon winning the game. The whole goal is to get rid of your opponent's entire bench so they cannot defend. You make an attack, and then they have nothing remaining. Now, there's a couple of insane little synergies in here, because one of the things that we have to make happen is get our opponents to exactly 1 prize card. So we have to get them onto odd prizing somehow, and the way that we're doing that is Magneton. Now, Magneton does 2 things very well. The first one is it puts basic energy from our discard pile onto one of our lightning Pokemon, which either starts up our Iron Hands, we can play a bit more aggressive into stuff like Gardevoir, where we can start punching and taking prizes, where shuffling isn't as potent. Because if I shuffle away a Gardevoir and they have 3 Curlier still, like they're not really struggling, they don't really care that much. So instead we start chasing them down with the Ampere very much, and we get our lightning energy onto it straight away. And then we have a Heavy Baton as well, so that if Iron Hands gets knocked out, that energy is going to move back onto our Sylveon, basically setting it up. But the other thing is we can use it to accelerate onto Rotom V. And you're going to go, oh my god, how many tool cards are you playing? And I say, no. We are putting a whole bunch of energy onto Rotom V so that we can scramble switch off Rotom V onto an attacker that we do care about. So we do have a couple of cool ways of play with that. We're also playing 1 Cornerstone Ogerpon. This is just so we have a basic Terra type Pokemon for Trumpet. This is possibly a thing that could get shaved later, but I like the Trumpet being able to accelerate onto the Eevee or potentially the Regigigas V, because just the regular attack doing 230 is not terrible. So accelerating onto the Regigigas V is, you know, plan B, because it is a normal type, and if I have a Terra in play, I can accelerate onto him to attack, which is pretty good. We are playing a Latios EX because we have a couple of 4 retreat cost Pokemon that can get stuck in the active. We are playing an Iron Bundle because when you Angel Light someone, you want to get rid of the big scary threat that they've been attacking you with. So Bundle is really good at that. 1 Fez, every deck needs a Fez. And then the Radiant Greninja. Because we can set up the Radiant Greninja with Scramble Switch, with Crispin, or with Heavy Baton, we can actually use Moonlight Shuriken kind of consistently without playing Palkia, which I think is kind of cool. And that's kind of our 15 Pokemon. For our energy, we have 3 Water, 1 Fighting, 3 Lightning, 3 Psychic. The 1 Fighting is just for the Cornerstone Ogerpon, but it also makes our Crispin odds slightly better, because some things like the Regigigas don't really care what energy is put on there, but the Sylveon does care about the 3 other types. So if I'm thinning out for something that is not for Sylveon, I will more often grab the fighting energy. But then let's get through our trainers. We're playing 1 Switch. We are playing 2 Earthen Vessel, down from 4 originally. We have 3 Crispin, because Crispin helps set up our Sylveon, but also accelerates other stuff like Greninja and Iron Hands. It's just pretty good in general. The Glass Trumpet, 3 Arven, because we need the item search to find the Scramble Switch. But we're also playing 3 tools. That is Technical Machine Devolution, so very good in this deck. Because the goal is to burn all their rare candies and they can't make threats again if they're playing a stage 2 deck. Heavy Baton, which is basically a second Scramble Switch, but you have to have your guy knocked out. And then we're also playing Gravity Gemstone. So Gravity Gemstone on the Sylveon means that when you heavy Hyperblar or you Counter Catch or something, you bring up something that can't retreat right away, so that when you Angelite, you'll get a free turn of using Sylveon's main attack to do 160 to the new thing, and they can't really do anything about it, which is very, very good. And for just a one-of inclusion, it actually helps a lot. We're playing 1 Super Rod, 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball. We're playing 2 Stretcher, but we're also playing a Thornton. Thornton has some cool lines here. I can Thornton into something to return a Regigigas V into play that's ready to evolve right away. So I can make a Regigigas V-Star when my opponent has 1 prize left, and then I can activate its V-Star power. I can also use it to put a Magnemite into play to set up a Magneton to potentially power up something. And the same with the Eevee, right? If I Thornton my active into an Eevee, I can make a Sylveon straight away, regardless of how long it's been in play. So Thornton is actually really, really helpful here. We're just playing the 2 Ultra Ball, and then 2 Buddy Poffin, but a full 4 Nest Ball. Buddy Poffin only has 3 targets. It's not really that great. Everything we're looking for off is the Nest Ball. And I'm playing 1 Terra Orb, which is again why I'm playing the Cornerstone, but it finds our Sylveon most of the time. Playing 4 Iono, because I know I'm going to get my opponent to 1 prize. If on that turn I Iono them to 1 and shuffle their entire board state into their deck, they do nothing. They're just like, okay, guess I lose now. Collapse Stadium, Counter Catcher, and that's pretty much the deck. So we're gonna go ahead and play a game, and I hope it goes well. I played a game just before against Gengar EX, and I got off 2 different Angel Lights, shuffling a lot of cards into the deck, and they went down to 3 cards in deck. All rare candies spent, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna evolve into a Haunter, put an energy on it. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna shuffle that away. He's like, And they ended up conceding. I just think I outpaced them at that point because they just can't set up fast enough to attack me. All right, am I going first? Yes, I always want to go first. What do we get? All right. Mostly jank. That's fine. Opening Greninja here is okay. I don't bench the Latias unless if I need it, because my bench space can be kind of contested sometimes. So we're looking at just discarding the water and seeing how we go, because none of our other cards we want to play just yet. I can also discard the Lightning and just attach the water, but it does kind of risk me getting donked. What are the odds of me getting donked? I drew a Super Rod. Great. Very good. Very helpful. Cool. So we have the Nest Ball. I'm going to go and get a Rotom, basically. I'm not going to get a Rotom. It's prized. Very cool. Very cool. I think let's get Iron Hands. Regigigas. My Regigigas V also prized. This game loves me. I think I just get Eevee and attach to Eevee instead of attached to Greninja. I think that's fine. And pass. I might just get donked. Like, this doesn't seem pretty good for me. I'm about to find out what my opponent is playing. Buffalon. Just playing a tanky deck. That's fine. I don't care. I shuffle the things into your deck. I don't actually attack you. You didn't get a 3rd thing off the Rotom, which is interesting. Oh, yeah, Ho-Oh gameplay. I was cooking along with Ho-Oh when this Surging Sparks first came out, because I'm like, what if I just play 5 colors in my deck? I was playing a Palkia version, which was Palkia, Raikou, and Teal Mask Ogerpon. So I'm playing Grass, Lightning, and Water all in the same deck. So I could use the Crown Opal from the Terrapagos. And then I'm like, well, what if I just add one Dark Energy, one Monkey Dory, and then I play Ho-Oh? And it just quickly gets worse and worse. It really does spiral out of control kind of quickly. So we have a Mew. We're about to see an Ultra Ball for a card draw. Is this going to sit at 5? Mew seems like a bad pick here if he's not discarding down. We've already seen 2 Trekking Shoes, 1 Swish. Okay, he's got Ultra Ball now. I have no idea what my opponent's doing. I'm probably not getting donked. I haven't seen an attacker yet. Because he can't attack with a Ho-Oh, it ends his turn. He's got 4. If you have a look, you can put it from your discard pile onto your bench and attach up to 4 basic energy, and it does 30 more damage for each type. So it would be 130, 160, 190, 220, which is still not that scary if he gets all of these 4. But it ends his turn. Okay, which is what he's doing now. Just gonna come back to me, and then I can just shuffle the Ho-Oh away immediately. Potentially. I have to draw some things for that to happen. I draw Crispin, but I don't have... What's the chance I just rip Sylveon off the Greninja? That would be kind of swag. What other things do I have? I'm going to Pokestop, and then if I discard the Sylveon, I can just shuffle it back with Super Rod. Okay, I did not. That's really good. That's all stuff I didn't want to draw. Sylveon? Ah, we're gaming. Brother, my opponent is going to concede. Let's go. Turn to Angelite. Let's get rid of Mew and Ho-Oh. I don't care about other things as much. And so my opponent's going to do is he going to skip a whole nother turn to make another Ho-Oh? Probably not. But I just shuffled all the energy into his deck too. Okay, I have no Christmas left in deck, but that's fine. That should be fine. I think this is where I want to... I can one-shot the Fanroton. I think next turn I'm Arven for Nest Ball, Gravity Gemstone. I attack the Rotom. Or I go and get Hyper Blow? Okay. What does that do for you? Why? You could have just Carmined instead. Why didn't you just Carmine? Pick a gear first, then Carmine. That would have been so much better. Can he even make a Ho-Oh? I don't think he has one in the bin. He does. And 3 energy. So you need to find 1 more energy for maximum value. If you're just passing anyway, why don't you just use the Ho-Oh? Okay, look, my opponent's an idiot. Okay, well, I'm gonna check my deck because I might Hyper Blower here. Yeah, so I'm gonna get a Nest Ball, and I'm gonna get. I don't have Gemstone. I just grab the Baton. I'll grab the Devo actually because I know it's a dead card. Let's retreat. Nest Ball for bundle. Yeah. I think I maybe just don't bundle yet. I might just punch Fanroton. Because if he brings out the Mew, I can't KO the Mew. Which I think is fine. I would rather shuffle the Mew. The other option I had was this Hisuian Heavy Ball to get Regigigas or Rotom. Rotom I obviously don't need anymore because it's not my first turn. Regigigas V wouldn't be terrible. And you can see an early Angelite buys me a lot of time. And then eventually, if they are able to knock out my Sylveon, I'll like establish Regigigas or something. Usually they don't one-shot Sylveon. 270 is a pretty high number. So if they do put a bunch of damage on the Sylveon, I can just throw down Regigigas straight away. It's pretty good. You think if they do 230, I can discard the Regigigas and then Thornton it in. Because you have a look at the second attack, it does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So if I have 230 damage on them, I'm doing 330 in one hit. It's the ultimate Gardevoir Pokemon. Okay, I can Trumpet. Let's Trumpet onto the Regigigas. Doesn't really matter what color. And I have an Iono. I think that's fine. I think I bundle KO here. I don't need the Angelite just yet. Mew is not a big of a problem. I want to be able to Angelite when it's relevant. I have no reason to use my Super Rod just yet. The other option was Scramble switching into the Regigigas, but it's not going to KO the Mew either. I need the VMAX to be able to do it. I can just Thornton also. Bring the bundle back and replace the 2-prizer. I don't really want to do either. So I think I'm just happy doing nothing and punching here. I don't think there was anything that they drew that I need to Iono away. We'll see, I guess. Here's my gemstone. Yeah. However, skipping a turn to get put into play and accelerate energy onto it, and then it's being shuffled away immediately, and then them ever using the ability to make a Ho-Oh again, it's not happening. They're never going to be able to get it in. Alright, let's see how we can go. See if we can go 2 for 2. Okay, do we have the coin flip? Yes, we go Tails. Tails never fails. And then we pick first. Okay, we want to open Eevee instead of Bundle, instead of Iron Hands. Sorry, there's 90 Pokemon whose name starts with Iron. It's really easy to get them confused, unfortunately. And I have a Devo as well. Devo is really good because with the Angelite, you're basically just trying to lock them out of having a rare candy. So if you're playing against a rare candy deck and you get to Devo, you go Angelite, Devo, Angelite, and there's not much chance of them recovering. Iron Thorns. I don't care about this card. So I bench this just so I don't explode. Then just go attach pass. What are the odds of me drawing Crispin? Oh, I can discard this. Okay. I am wiggling my fingers. I'm casting a magic spell, and I'm going to draw Crispin off the top, and that's how we're going to win the game. Otherwise, I just Arbin for Vessel and Gravity Stone or something. Gravity Stone does nothing into Future Booster, so maybe I get Baton? I was thinking just get Gravity Stone and discard it to the thing. Alright, Tree Cost is greater. He's gonna Devo me? Okay. Fair enough. You've added +1 APM to my existence, and for that you must die. Let's go like this. Let's get Gemstone. Discard the Gemstone. We'll get a Lightning and a Psychic. That is water. Got a Lightning and a Psychic. Gonna throw down the Psychic and then pass. The other thing that Quad Thorns can do into you is your Magical Charm which means that your opponent's the specific defending Pokemon does 100 less damage. If they're cycling Iron Thorns by using the Future Booster Free Retreat onto a Banshee, then your damage reduction does nothing. You're just punching for 160. So you kind of have to shuffle so they don't have a Banshee. And it's kind of banked that they're only playing the one Radar. It's not uncommon, but at the moment he can't attack with another one. Let's play Poffin. Get my 2 guys. I don't have a good stretcher target, so I'm just gonna Iono. He loses 1 card in hand. Any strong supporters he had are gone. I could Trumpet. Let's grab. Oh, I'm never gonna be able to do this. That's fine. I used to play Canceling Clone in this deck, I swear. I think I'd still just get him, or I can get Cornerstone. Oh, because it doesn't hit for weakness. That's right. That's fine. I'm just gonna power up the V. Instead, he like punches for exactly 230. Like that's a KO. So I'm okay with that. That's fine. Just punch for 160. He doesn't have energy on the bench one to retreat into to reset the magical charm. So I think it's fine. If he was clever, he would have attached 1 to each so that he could retreat and use the double turbo. Okay, he's going to prime catch or something and punch that. Is he going to prime catch the Magnemite? No. My Iron Hands. Okay. How do we get out of this, chat? I can't Magneton. Do I just let him kill it? That seems grim. I could Terra Orb, that does nothing for me. Let's evolve this. Let's attach here. I could just find switch, like just switch. Which I think is fine. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to Terra Orb and I'm going to grab this Sylveon and put it in play. Just lower the odds of me drawing a Terra Pokemon. Not that I specifically need one. Okay, I really don't want to draw my Scramble Switch because that's kind of ass, but looks like I got one. But I got both. So I can actually Iron Hands for 3 prizes here. And just kind of goof my, oh my god, okay, let's just greed. That's the whole point of the YouTube video, right? Is I'm supposed to flex. Alright, let's throw it all in. I also get to Heavy Baton. And then I get to amp you very much. Goes to 280. Is there anything I want to nest ball for here? I don't think so. So it's fine. I'm going to amp you very much. I'm going to take my 3 prizes. And then if you revenge knockout the Iron Hands, I probably energy back on the Sylveon. We can't find here. He needs to have Vacuum. And if he does, I've got Magneton. Potentially. Or I can Crispin onto the Regigigas if I draw Crispin. I haven't seen any Crispin yet, have I? No. Hisuian Heavy Ball is going to show me 3 prized Crispin. Oh, he's digging. He's looking for it. Are you going to find a Vacuum? Surely this is a deck that plays Vacuum. He's thinking. He's got something going on. Surely catch up on something would have been. Well, I guess this is a guaranteed KO. I guess if you knew you couldn't vacuum the baton, he just passes. Wow. What then? I'm just gonna bundle you because he doesn't have a tool on the one on the back. Heavy Ball, show me Crispin. Show me Greninja. I guess I take the Greninja. I can't use it ever, but it's nice to know where it is. I have one vessel left in the deck. Yes, cool. Let's vessel. Get rid of my Greninja there. Just grab. Doesn't particularly matter because there's no scramble switch. I always try and align the energy with something that I might scramble switch onto Sylveon. But at this minute, there's no point. It's fine. Energy in the bin. We're going to arm press. So that if we amp you very much, it's 280 next turn, and that's GG. So you can see that I never actually had to shuffle anything away here. Like, that was fine all along. Okay. And I was never really shut down by Iron Thorns' ability. Regigigas won't activate, but what's the odds that he's going to get me down to 1 prize right now? Okay, so we're going to lose the baton. He's going to punch my guy, which is fine. I have the Regigigas set up to return KO. Yeah. Interesting. That's fine. You're going to take 2 prizes and leaving this guy as an attacker in the active. So my issue with the Regigigas is it can only attack every second turn. Not great. But he's going to punch here, pass. Even if he revenge KOs. What do I want to do here? I want to try and set up for a Magneton play onto the Iron Hands. Let me Nest Ball. All my choices, nothing good. So that's fine. I'm just gonna stretch the Iron Hands. And then bench it. And then I have no way of getting inside the active because I burnt all my switches. But I could retreat manually? Okay, we'll see what happens next turn. I guess that is an option. Because this is basic only. So I have a retreat cost of 4. I'm drawing an energy? No. Because in theory, I attach, I retreat, bring in the Iron Hands, I activate Magneton, and then Iron Hands gets the KO. He's digging through. He's struggling. This means nothing. At no point has a Crushing Hammer been a problem in the way this match has gone. It can be. Again, I've not played Crispin, a thing that I would normally need. So I think he just goes punch pass. That's fine. Now the way that I win, Poison Dippity does nothing here. So I stretch her for the Psychic. I attach the Psychic. And then we retreat into this guy. My opponent's probably hovering over the concede button. Can you see the line? He sees the line. We find the Magneton, we attach the Iron Hands, and we punch for knockout. And that's it. That's the deck. Like, it's pretty multi-angled of attack. I like it quite a lot. The fact that it doesn't auto-lose to an Iron Thorns matchup is kind of nice. And the fact that I have pretty good game against Charizard and Dragapult is something that I always appreciate. And then dealing with a lot of the stuff we're seeing at the moment, like Clorf, Terapagos, and the big Area Zero things like Miraidon can be a little bit harder. But if you get the Collapse Stadium down, bumping the Area Zero, forcing them to 4, and then Angelite away the Miraidon, away the Terra Pokemon that they have, it can be really hard for them to set back up, especially if they've already played that trolley. So I'm really curious to see how well this deck's going to do in the long run, and what kind of results I can get with it. I'm going to be taking it to a league challenge tomorrow my time, which I'm excited about. So pray for me, I guess. But I don't know. I think this is the cook. I think I've perfected the format, I guess. And as you can see, I'm the best Pokemon TCG player of all time. And so on that basis, you should hit the like button and you should hit the subscribe button to validify my greatly inflated opinion of myself. So please do that. And then maybe I'll see you in some of the next Pokemon TCG content I've been working on.